All right, so for today, since we've had a lot of rain recently, I am gonna hold off on going to Warren Woods and looking for that big tulip tree. It's just too wet out there. I stopped by earlier in the week and it just wasn't gonna work out. So today I decided to go to a special little spot that I've been wanting to go to for a while. It's kind of like a secret spot. There's a couple people here, but it's not really marked anywhere. It's considered state land, so you can access it. It's called Lake Ann, or I've heard some people call it God's Tier. And it's just a little lake tucked in the dunes north of Cook Nuclear Plant, and it's a part of Grandmere State Park. So I've been wanting to come out here for a while, and it's a really cool spot. So I'm glad that I get to show it to you guys on here. So I forgot to say, that is what, Wishart Road somewhere. It's along Marquette Woods that winds on the west side of I-94, down the same road that you get to the main entrance of Grandmere State Park. And then it goes into a subdivision to the left and a subdivision to the right behind me, and then spits directly at this broken gate here. And that is the entrance to Lake Ann, or God's Tier. So hope that helps if you want to find it. All right, so this is the entrance to Lake Ann, or God's Tier, whatever you call it. So in the woods on either side, that is not public property, not part of the state park. But up on this sign here, you'll see that it says no camping, no hunting or trapping. But it is still part of the park. You can walk back here. It's just these kind of little deer path trails made by people walking through out here. So I'll try and show you what it's like. There was another vehicle out here, so we might see somebody else out on the trail or just hanging out by the lake. This is it. Super quiet, super nice. We're upwind from the highway too, so you can barely hear it at all. Kind of the same as the Indiana Dunes parks, or any sort of dune area you go to. Whenever there's trails going through, make sure you try and stick to that specific area, because that's going to limit the erosion. Dune grass has really long roots, but it can still easily get trampled over if enough people walk around it, or on it, I should say. So make sure to stick to these areas. Don't try and climb around through the other areas of the grass, because it needs to stay where it is to hold together. Plus, the more grass you walk through, the more bugs you might get on you. Burrs, ticks. Not fun stuff. That lake is really pretty today. Glad I stopped out. So way over there is where I came in. Came along that side, around this edge of the dune here. Now I am at one of the higher points of the lake. This spot is just so pretty. And it's definitely a local spot. I doubt a lot of people really know where it is. I've only heard of a couple people talking about this place. But it's so cool. And there's a little bench over here, which prove that it is on public land. But yeah, this place is just so unbelievably pretty. According to my map, the Grand Mere State Park property goes all the way back to Lake Michigan that way. So right behind the bench, there's a little bit of a trail here that seems to go into the woods a bit. I'm gonna go along it and see if it stays within that property area. See if we can actually get to the lake from here. There's this steep ravine right as soon as you enter the woods. It's also a lot cooler, which is nice because that sun today is really warm on my jacket. Looks like there's another sign up there, so I'll go and see what that says. So this is the boundary of the state area, but I think that's heading that way, and that is in agreement with my map. There's also a trespassing sign posted over there, but the trail still heads west here. So according to my map, I am still on public property, and I'll be watching it as I go. Yeah, I think that's for that old trail there, because there's a bunch of signs posting that way. There's nothing up here. Well, it led me up and around. That's the lake that way. And I'm heading, okay, this way it heads back towards the lake. It turned me around back towards the east to go up a little bit further on the dune. So yeah, this way looks like it ends up going closer to the lake. Good soup. And I think this is it. Oh wow. A lot of people out fishing today. Wow. Those bars, or posts sticking out of the water down there from the nuclear plant, so that shows where that property starts. Highly recommend keeping an eye on that. I mean, sticking to the trails here, you should be fine, and obviously it'll be posted, but definitely do not want to mess with the people working at the nuclear plant, because that would not be a fun trip back home. Wow, this is so cool up here. All right, I'm gonna level with you guys. I just spent like the past 15 minutes trailblazing through the woods here, trying to find my way back to the dune area. It's right over here. For the love of God, stick to the trails. Oh my God. There's a few trees that are marked with blue or white dots, which I'm sure the park designates as actual trails. There's also a few that kind of branch off that I'm sure are other people's little paths through the woods. Stick to the dots. I followed one of the little trails and just decided to keep going. Oh my God. There are so many pricker bushes out here. All the green that you see, all those vines, all those are pricker bushes, and more of them are hiding. It was so bad. Got me on my finger. I want to focus. So anyway, I'm mortally wounded in the middle of the woods, but I think I'm gonna make it, because that should just be the dune ridge over there. We'll see if I can make it out alive. So that bench over there is where I went into the woods and started heading towards the lake. Where I came out after getting off trail like an idiot was literally there in that dip. I was just on the other side of that one dune. There's probably another trail that goes through that dune, like where that sand spits out. But I came out down there. Don't be like me. Stick to the trail. Stick to anything that looks like trail, and if it turns into just woods, just turn around and go back. It's not worth it. You can see for a pretty good ways from the south dune. But yeah, this is such a cool area. Just remember to stick to those trails. this has been a learning experience for me, so learn from my mistakes. All right, well, I think that's going to be it for today. Yeah, that was really cool. I've never actually gotten to hike around the whole thing, so that was really neat. I definitely want to come back again. I am definitely going to be sticking to the main trails, though. Oh my goodness. Please stick to the regular trails. Be prepared to go over some rough terrain, some really narrow areas, but above all, stay on the trails. It's not worth it. I know I kid, but I mean, if I hadn't had my hiking stick, I would have like fallen directly onto a bunch of vines because the leaves were so slippery and there were so many prickers around that I was trying to weave my way through. It was not fun, and it would have been very not fun had I gotten like 20 thorns in my backside. So be aware of that. Be smart when you're on the trail. Don't be dumb like me. But anyway, I had a lot of fun. I definitely want to come back again, so I will see you next time.